Well, for more on this, Jonathan Ervine joins me now. He's a senior lecturer in French and director of recruitment at Bangor University in North Wales. Good to have you with us. So Macron, interestingly, has said that, he understands the protesters' anger. He thinks some of it is legitimate. He's made concessions. Do you think that'll be enough to end the Yellow Vest protests?
In short, no. I think that a lot of the reactions that we've seen in France today, if we look at articles in Le Monde, for example, people on both the left and the right have been saying that these matters are somewhat tokenistic and they haven't gone far enough.
It's interesting because France, as we know, has a long history of political discontent, and this Yellow Vest movement, started as a specific protest against fuel tax rises, but has really grown to encompass different groups and different grievances. What's your take on that?
I think you're absolutely right in how you've characterised the source of this movement. The Yellow Vest is an item that drivers are required to carry by law in a car, so it's become, in effect, a symbol of discontent at proposed rises in fuel taxes. But at the same time, the protests, they've been somewhat spontaneous, somewhat unstructured in the start. They're actually turned into a wider critique of the extent to which Macron is listening to the French people, and there have been quite a lot of critical comments on Macron by various protesters saying that he is effectively a president for the rich rather than the French people as a whole.
Yeah, he also touched on immigration in that national address he made last night. He was talking about identity and expectations of youth, and some anti-racism groups have become quite worried about that. Do you think there's also that agenda in there, an immigration agenda?
I think it's hard to put a finger on the extent to which Macron is seeking to make this about immigration. I don't think this is the main issue within the context of this debate, but Macron certainly over the last few months has been employing quite a tough rhetoric when it's come to issues to do with employment, youth unemployment in France, which has led to criticism from certain sectors. And I think that he's likely to face more protests in the months ahead, whether that's to do with the Gilets jaunes or other matters. He faces increasing challenges if he is to get through, for example, various elements of his proposed public sector reforms in France.
Interesting stuff, Jonathan. Thank you very much indeed for your thoughts there. Jonathan Ervine there.